So up here at the top under open, you might notice I've asked you to please open 2 extra tabs on your screen. I'd like you to have one that has the Google Classroom page on it, and that is this page where it says Google Classroom at the top, and then it shows you all of the classes you're enrolled in. So you probably were in your English class in order to get into this room. So you just have to kind of, if you're in that class, go over to the little settings thing and go to where it says classes, and it'll take you to this page. And the other one I would like you to have open is a allergies for the win, is your school email address. Okay. Have that box open as well, because we're going to be using those today. All right. So to give you an overview of what we're doing for the week, today is Tuesday. Today is my trash day, so hopefully the trash guy won't do what he did last week and back into the neighbor's trash cans and cause a big commotion. But anyhow, we have live class today and we have live class Thursday for first through fourth periods. So I will see you one more time this week. What I'm going to be doing with our live classes, regardless of what else goes on, is we're going to be working on some mindfulness stuff. I feel like, especially at the end of a semester, everybody is very overwhelmed. Things are going on. Things are crazy for everybody. Some of you have a lot going on in your lives, especially with the holiday season coming up, end of the semester. Next week, we were supposed to have midterms. Your teachers most of your teachers, I should say, have been kind of advocating on your behalf with the administration to eliminate midterms this year. But that is not a decision that we can make on our own. We've been asking them to take that into account. Everything that's going on, the fact that, with remote learning, that brings us a whole bunch of new challenges and things. So we're not entirely where we would want to be in a regular school year. So we just feel like it wouldn't be best practice to have them. Yeah, eliminated. So, but that's not necessarily going to happen. So right now, this is our plan for the week. So tomorrow we will have.
Oh no, Dr. McKinney is confirming that they have been canceled.
Oh, okay. Well, then
we just haven't seen it because we had class first and second period, so maybe we didn't see the email yet.
Yes. I was making my coffee and trying to fight my allergies between classes, which I'm not winning at. Not winning, as you can tell. All right. So that means, Dr. McKinney, then, that we're going to have to, I'll put up plan B around lunchtime, because I did have a plan B because I knew that might be a possibility. So plan B basically says that Wednesday, you're going to be doing a little bit of going back over the things that you need to do. So I want you to, for tomorrow, choose something that is either missing or that needs to be redone to work on. If you got below a 75% on your essay, I also will ask you to come see us during asynchronous time. So that means you would come see us tomorrow morning, so that we can help you work on improving that, and you can turn that back in to get a better score. Because my goal is that if you've turned in your essay and you didn't get at least a B on it, that you're going to go in and fix what needs to be fixed and return that in again, so that you have the best possible score on that essay. All right. So that varies for each person as to what that reasoning is behind that. For some people, they're missing their grammar checks. Other people are missing their grammar checks and have other issues as well. So it varies based on things. Okay. So that is our plan B. And then Thursday, we're going to be doing another mindfulness activity similar to what we're doing today. All right. So with that in mind, today's agenda is I'm going to teach you, or begin to teach you, I should say, how to kind of de-stress your school email. So that's why I asked you at the beginning of class to make sure that you had 2 tabs open, and I wanted you to have your classes page open and your email page. So I'm borrowing a student's email so that you guys can see what I'm talking about. This student is new to our school. They've only been with us since the beginning of the school year. And as you can see, they already have 740 unread emails. That can be very overwhelming. When we log into an email account and you see unread email, the way they set this up, you'll see how it's in kind of pink with dark red in it. That is actually kind of a psychological trick that they're playing on us. And they're doing it because they know that red is a color that it signals unconsciously in your brain things that trigger stress. And therefore, it's going to make you want to click on it, okay? So it's kind of visual clickbait, if you will. But at the same time, it can create a lot of stress for us simply because, it's sitting there and we can't necessarily do something about it, especially on a day when you've got like a million other things to do. But the problem is that a lot of people are missing important information from me or Mr. Doozy or Mr. Hopkins, or even Dr. McKinney, who might be sending you guys an email. So I want to teach you guys how to start using your email as a tool to help you, so that we can move forward into second semester using all of the things that you have at your disposal. This will also be very helpful when you guys get to college, or in a career, because these are things that you're going to need to know how to do. Doesn't matter what job you have. Every single job is going to require you to have some sort of email. My daughter just got her, I guess it would be her second job at Circle K. And she even has an email there. I don't know why, because she runs like the drive-through and it, stocks their they refer to as the cave, and whatnot. But she still has to have an email. That is so her employer can do things like email the schedule to her. They can send her important information about payroll and things like that. Almost every single job is going to have some sort of email like that set up. All right. And if they don't, they're going to ask you to share your personal email with them. Okay. So what we're going to do today is we're going to look at the fact that a lot of these unread emails are actually things that are automatically generated from Google Classroom. Okay. So you'll see those ones, they look like this. They'll have your teacher's name. And then after it, in parentheses, you'll see the word class. It depends on how long your teacher's name is, to be honest. So like Miss Rudolph, hers, because she's got Miss period, L period, and then Rudolph. You can't quite see the whole thing, but it is actually from Google Classroom. If we were to scroll down here and you were to see mine, I'm not sure why she doesn't have one for me. There it is. The word class is actually cut off. So it's just like CLA and then an S with a period. So, but those are all automatically generated anytime we do something like, for example, posting your attendance poll or posting a new assignment or posting an announcement, things like this. So that can get very overwhelming, especially when you're getting them as push notifications from your phone to begin with. So anytime we post them, because I have the Google Classroom app for my phone, and don't tell my son, I have his logged in on mine so I can remind him, because he has ADHD, which means he can be very easily distracted and not notice things. So I put his on mine so that I can see like the little pop-ups when like as teachers post something and whatnot. So I can be like, hey, did you see that notice from your teacher later on, as kind of just an extra reminder for him. And then usually he's like, oh yeah, I forgot about that. All right. So it doesn't stop those things from coming through, but it is going to stop them from hitting your email box and cluttering it up. So what we're going to do is we're actually going to leave our email boxes and we're going to go to classes so that we can do this. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to point out this bar across the top here. It's kind of hard to see, but there's like a very faint line here, and it's where like your avatar is. And then I refer to this as the Google breakfast bar, and I call this that because this icon over here that looks like a square with several dots looks like an old school waffle. So I refer to that as the waffle. The waffle is where you go to access your apps, okay? But then on the other side is a stack of pancakes. See, now you see why it's the breakfast bar? So the breakfast bar has lots of key information here. So the stack of pancakes here, the 3 little lines, that is a menu. So if we click on that, you get a lot of really good information here. And we'll go over these tools again in the future. I know we already talked about them at the beginning of the school year, about calendar, the to-do list, and things like that. But I really do want to show everybody how to kind of de-stress, because I've been getting so many of those panic emails of, I haven't heard back from you, when I actually have responded. It's just buried in unread emails, okay? So we're going to scroll down to the bottom of this, all right? Underneath the list of all of your classes, you're going to find 2 boxes. One of them says archived classes, and the other has a little cog next to it and says settings. We're going to select that settings box. So I'm going to show everybody one more time. So go ahead and click on it if you're following along with me. And I'm going to show everyone one more time. So we're going to the pancakes over here in the upper left-hand corner next to the rainbow Google. We're going to that stack of pancakes. All right. Then we're going to scroll down to the bottom of this little pop-up aside. I'm sure it has a real name, pop aside menu. And we're going to select settings. All right. Now, as with a school managed profile, there's not a whole lot of things that you guys can actually go in and change. You can change your picture if you want and make that anything you want. Otherwise, it just pops up as like the first letter of your name. So like if you were looking at the people who are in class, you might see that Ari has a photo of herself on there. Christian's got a favorite character from anime. But a couple of you haven't changed yours. And it's really up to you if you want to change them or not. Just make sure they're school appropriate changes. We don't want anyone getting in trouble. All right. Yes, I know that we are presenting. But we're going to actually scroll down to here where it says notifications. All right. I don't want anybody to click on anything just yet. So you'll see that under notifications, it says receive email notifications. We do want to receive some of them. All right. So we're not going to turn everything off. We want to make sure that we're receiving things like when you guys get a private comment on an assignment, because you guys use the comment section under your assignments the same way us 90s babies used instant messenger, or you guys now use kind of like group chat. Okay. So I know instant messenger is probably a word that you guys are all like, what is that? I doubt any of you guys even know what a chat room is, really. Anyhow, we're going to go underneath that where it says classes you're enrolled in. Okay. So under classes you're enrolled in, we're going to deselect. We're going to turn off this little button here, which will be blue on yours. We're going to click on it and it'll turn gray. Just the first one and the last one. That means that it's no longer going to send you emails when a teacher posts work in other posts, or when they send you due date reminders for your work that are automatic. They'll still go to your calendar, and you should be using your calendar as a tool as well, but it's not going to send you an email. All right. And the reason we're going to stop these emails is if nobody's using them and they're just overwhelming you, then they're not a helpful email, okay? So now that we've done that, we don't have to do anything else. I don't want you to touch anything else except for those two. All right. Now we can go back to your email. All right. And we're going to come in here and we are going to try and start weeding out some of this 740 unread. And the way we're going to do that is we're going to be moving anything that was automatically generated and sent to us from Google Classroom from our main inbox into this starred box here. Okay, so we're not getting rid of it entirely. We're just moving where it is so that it's not stressing us out and making us like freak out every time we open it and shut down. Okay, because if we shut down every time we open up our email, then our email isn't helping us at all. Okay, so what we're going to do is we are going to notice that at the end of these things, as I pointed out, it says that it's from this no reply email, but the email's address is at googleclassroom.google.com. We're just going to take that at Google Classroom part because that's very specific to anything that came from Google Classroom. And we're going to put that into our search mailbox. And this is how you guys can actually look for emails from a teacher. You could put in the teacher's name in there. You could even put in a date in there if you wanted to find things that you may have missed. So we're going to put in that at by hitting Shift 2. Oh, new information about vaccines. And then we're going to type in classroom. And make sure you spell it right, because if you do what I did yesterday, and I'll just show you, I forgot the extra O in classroom. And then when I hit enter, I got nothing. Nothing matched it. So I had to make sure that I went back and noticed the fact that I had a typo in it. So that now when I click on classroom, I get all of these emails. So this student I previously worked with on this. So you'll see they're already starred. But for you guys, I need you guys to learn how to star an email. So there's two ways you could do this. You can do it the hard way or you can do it the easy way. The hard way is to just kind of click on each star individually, which that would be very time consuming. We're going to do it the easy way, and we're going to use this select all box up here and just put a little check mark on it. When we do that, it automatically highlights all of the emails that are on that page. Now I'm going to point out to you, this is only 50 emails at a time that it will let you look at, okay? So this is only 50 out of that 740, okay? So we're going to do that, and then we're going to come over here to Olaf's belly, the belly of the snowman here. It's the three little dots, and we're going to click on that, and then we're going to make sure that it says, I'm going to click on remove just so we can show you. We're going to click on where it says add star, okay? When you click on add star, all of those yellow stars automatically fill in across the board, all right? Then we're going to do one final step on this page, and that is to go over to that box that says archive. It's a little black box with a white down facing arrow on it right next to our checkbox, okay? And then when we click on archive, what it's going to do is going to move all of these starred emails into this starred box over here underneath our inbox. So it's like we've created a second pile here. So if I need them, I can still go get them out of the starred box by clicking on starred. So you see all of them are still there, but they're not in my inbox anymore. Now you can see the first email here is from Miss Rudolph, and it's an email that she sent me directly. And underneath that is, an email that I may have missed because it was buried in all of those notifications about cap and gown orders, okay? So we're going to need to do one other thing. I'm going to put our little search back in here. In order to get that number down so that we don't have so many, remember how I said when we do that search, we're only seeing 50 at a time? We need to do this to each set until we get it to a place where this number is not stressing us out anymore. Okay. So that may take you the rest of this class period, especially if you're like the person whose email I used for first period, who had over 4,000 unread emails. They've been in the district though since the beginning of I think their kindergarten year. So that would take a while to accumulate. So again, we're going to click on the select all. We're going to go to the snowman's belly. We're going to add a star, and then we're going to go back by select all and select archive. All right. And we'll just keep doing that. We'll go back over here to the right-hand side, forward that to the next set of 50 and do the same thing. Select all, snowman's belly, add a star, archive. All right. And we just keep doing that until we get through all of those unread emails, or most of those unread emails, I should say, because you'll still have a few left over. So you can see here, I'm only to about 250 of the students' emails, okay? I'm going and clicking on the select all, the snowman's belly, archive, and then the next page, okay? And even then, like, that means that I'm going to point this out here, get through so I don't forget. All right, so you see this says 251 through 300. And if I scroll down to the bottom, that means this student has received about 300 emails since October 26th. So that's a lot of emails. That's like almost the entire first Harry Potter book in email, if each one of them was a page. And Angel's over there like, yep, I think the first Harry Potter book is like 390 pages-ish, something like that. I can't find my first copy in hardback anyway. All right, so we're about halfway done, and you can see this email is now down from like 700 to just under 500. So that's actually a lot less stressful already. All right. So that student will have to keep doing that in order to get all of the emails down. And now you can see just the things that are important. Okay. I'm going to point out to you that you guys have been getting emails from Miss Blockson. She's an important one for you to remember because she is, her whole job is nothing but helping you guys get funding for college. So like all she does is work on helping people try and get scholarships. So that's what she does. So she's an important person to like star her stuff, okay? So if I want to do that, I could put in Blockson up here. Search for just her things, and then do a little select all and start. I'm going to mark as important because all of her stuff is important, and add a star. All right. I'm going to undo that, and then I'm going to clear my box up here. So now when I go to my inbox, anything that's from Miss Blockson, I'm going to be able to see even better now as I kind of scroll through, and I can see that they're all starred. So Project Lead the Way scholarship. Student interested in careers in manufacturing information. So we love Miss Blockson because she's awesome. She, like, her life's goal is to make sure that you guys don't exit high school and or college with crippling student debt. All right. So any questions about how to kind of start decluttering this? The other thing you can do is, like, if you're like me and you get like a bunch of emails, the student doesn't have them. But I get emails from like various things, like this Art Street thing they probably don't really need, and things like that. You can go through and report things like that as spam. They're kind of like junk mail that gets sent to you. And then those will stop coming into your inbox as well. Don't do it to anything that's actually from a person that you trust or need, like the IC Messenger. Don't do those. Those are the important things. Those are from the all school messages. like post-secondary advising from Mr. Rasul. So that was sent out to all of the, I believe, juniors and seniors, and so on. All right. So any questions on how to start to get this email to a point where it's not a trigger problem and you can see those important things, like when your teachers email you directly or your school emails you directly about caps and gowns, those kind of things. Any questions? All right, I think we're going to start a new protocol. If you are going to ask a question in chat, and I know sometimes it can take a little while to write those out, it would be best if what we could do is click on the hand up icon and then start typing. So think of that little hand up icon as like the 3 little dots that pop up when you're responding to a text on your phone. All right. So Quinn, awesome. Let me see. Good luck at your doctor's appointment. Yeah, we're going to actually be wrapping up class right now so that everyone can go work on this. I want you guys to kind of declutter your Gmail so that when we're sending you important information, or if I'm responding to you guys about like you've asked me to reset something, you guys get it, okay? So no more questions. Then I'm going to stop our recording because I don't want it to get too terribly long.